Hello and welcome to Maliha's Daily English. We've got another fascinating and thrilling tale for you. This one is about Sarah. Sarah was a young girl who lived in Kpur, a small village. Despite the village's natural beauty and greenery, life there was difficult. Sarah came from a disadvantaged household. Her mother sold vegetables, and her father worked as a farmer. At the age of 8, Sarah had a tremendous dream. "I want to be a doctor," she declared. Her father smiled. "Sarah, becoming a doctor is very hard. We don't have enough money," he told her. But Sarah was determined. "I will study hard. I will find a way," she said confidently. She remembered a kind doctor who had once treated her brother. That memory inspired her to help others too. Every day, Sarah walked to school. She didn't mind carrying an old bag or going barefoot. She loved her school. Her teacher, Miss Lila, was very kind. "If you work hard, Sarah, you can achieve anything," Miss Lila assured her. At night, Sarah studied in the quiet of her village, using a small lamp to read. Even though her dream felt far away, she believed in herself. Her journey had begun. She wanted to better herself and serve others. Sarah woke up early every morning. Even before sunrise, she was ready. She packed her old books and began the long walk to her far-off school. The journey wasn't easy. Sometimes the path was muddy, and her feet would get dirty. Other times, the scorching sun left her exhausted. Along the way, she saw tall trees, goats, cows, and birds singing in the branches. "One day, I'll drive a car to school," she thought. At school, she didn't have new books or pencils, just a nearly full, worn-out notebook. Still, she continued writing. Her teacher, Miss Lila, gave her extra papers. "Thank you, Miss Lila," Sarah said with a big smile. Miss Lila would often tell her, "Sarah, you are smart. Keep working hard." After school, Sarah walked home. Though she was tired, she was happy. She had learned something new each day. The long walk felt worthwhile. Every step brought her closer to her big dream. One day, Miss Lila noticed Sarah staying after class. She was reading a large book filled with difficult words. "Sarah, why are you reading this book?" Miss Lila asked. "Miss Lila, I want to be a doctor," Sarah replied. "But it's hard. I don't understand all the words." Miss Lila sat beside her and said, "Sarah, you are very smart. I know you can do it. You just need to work hard and never give up." Sarah's eyes lit up. "Really, Miss Lila? Do you think I can be a doctor?" "Yes, Sarah," Miss Lila smiled. "You can be anything you want. Always dream big. And remember, I'm here to help you." From that day on, Miss Lila gave Sarah extra lessons after school. She taught her math problems and new vocabulary. "Thank you, Miss Lila," said Sarah. "I will study hard. I will make you proud." Miss Lila smiled warmly. "I am already proud of you, Sarah." Sarah felt happy and strong. With Miss Lila's support, she believed her dream could come true. Sarah's family lived in a small house. They had very little money. Her mother baked bread to sell in the village, while her father worked hard in the fields. One evening, her mother said, "Sarah, we can't buy new books for school. We don't have enough money." Sarah felt sad. She didn't want to burden her parents, but she needed books to study. "I will share books with my friend Amina," she said. It will be okay, Mama. After school, Sarah helped her mother at home. She looked after her younger brother, cleaned the house, and sometimes helped her father carry water from the well. Even when she was tired, Sarah always did her homework. Late at night, she studied under her little lamp. One evening, her father noticed. "Sarah, you work so hard," he said. "Yes, Baba," Sarah replied. "I want to be a doctor. I will help people one day." Her father smiled proudly. "You make us proud, Sarah." Despite all the struggles, Sarah remained determined. She made herself a promise. "I will not give up. I will work hard for my dreams." One day, Sarah sat outside her school, staring at her old, torn notebook. She looked sad. Miss Lila walked by and asked, "Sarah, why do you look so sad?" "I don't have any new books or notebooks." "It's hard to study," Sarah answered. Miss Lila smiled. "Sarah, you are a bright girl. Don't worry. I will help you." The next day, Miss Lila brought a bag to school. She gave it to Sarah. Inside were fresh books, pencils, and a new notebook. "These are for you, Sarah," she said. "You must keep working hard." Tears welled up in Sarah's eyes. "Thank you, Miss Lila." "I will do my best," she replied. From that day on, Sarah studied even harder. "I'll make Miss Lila proud," she told herself. Miss Lila believed in her and often said, "You can be anything you want to be, Sarah. Never give up." One morning, Sarah was having lunch under a tree. She ate her small meal, a slice of bread and some water, when a new student approached. "Hello, I'm Amina. May I sit with you?" she asked. Sarah smiled. "Yes, of course," she replied. They struck up a conversation. "We moved here because my father got a new job," Amina told her. Sarah liked Amina immediately. She was kind and funny. They laughed and shared stories about school. Amina noticed Sarah's old books. "Your books are very old," Amina remarked. "Yes," said Sarah. "We don't have enough money to buy new ones." The next day, Amina brought a surprise to school. She handed Sarah a small bag. "What is this?" Sarah asked. "Open it," Amina said with a big smile. Inside were colored markers, pencils, and an eraser. "These are for you," said Amina. "Now you can write and draw better." Sarah was overjoyed. "Thank you, Amina. You are a true friend," she replied. From that day forward, Sarah and Amina became best friends. They studied together, dreamed about the future, and supported each other. One day, Miss Lila entered the classroom, beaming. "Students, I have exciting news," she announced. The students sat up attentively. "There is a science competition in the city. The winner will receive a scholarship for school," she said. Sarah's eyes widened. A scholarship. She thought about how much it could help her family. "You need to create a project about health or science. You have 2 weeks to prepare," Miss Lila explained. At home, Sarah told her family, "I want to join the competition." Her father smiled. "That's wonderful, Sarah. We'll support you." Sarah worked hard on her project. She decided to make a poster explaining the importance of clean water for good health. Amina helped her. "You can use my colored paper and markers," Amina offered. "Thank you, Amina. You're the best," Sarah replied. 2 weeks later, Sarah and Amina traveled to the city for the competition. Sarah saw many students working on their projects. She felt nervous. What if my project isn't good enough? She wondered. Amina held her hand. Don't worry, Sarah. You worked hard. Believe in yourself. When it was Sarah's turn, she stood before the judges and explained her poster. She spoke about how clean water can save lives. The judges nodded and smiled. After a long wait, the winners were announced. The scholarship goes to Sarah. Sarah couldn't believe it. I won, she exclaimed. Her family hugged her. Amina clapped and cheered. Sarah smiled. My dream is just getting started, she thought. Winning the scholarship thrilled Sarah and gave her hope. I can do it, she thought. I can become a doctor. Thanks to the scholarship, Sarah was now able to attend a better school in a nearby town. Her father said, Sarah, this school will help you learn more, but it's far from home. Are you ready? Sarah nodded. Yes, Baba. I will work hard and make you proud. The first day at her new school was both exciting and scary. She saw many unfamiliar faces. Will they treat me well? She wondered. The teacher asked each student to introduce themselves. Sarah stood up and said softly, My name is Sarah. I love science, and I want to be a doctor. Some students smiled. One girl, Layla, said, That's amazing. I love science too. Let's study together. Sarah was happy to meet Layla. Thank you. I'd love to study with you, she replied. Over lunch, Sarah and Layla shared their dreams. I want to help sick people, Sarah said. Me too. We can help each other, Layla agreed. Sarah's joy took on a new form. She was learning new things and making new friends every day. That night, she wrote in her journal. A new chapter in my life has begun. One step at a time, I shall continue. Although her new school was challenging, it was also exciting. The classes were bigger, and the teachers gave more homework. One evening, Sarah sat at her desk. Her eyes were tired, but her science book was open. I'm exhausted, she thought. Her mother entered the room. You should rest, Sarah, she said gently. Sarah shook her head. No, Mama. I have to study. My test is tomorrow. Her mother smiled and said, My daughter, I admire your dedication. But don't forget to rest. The next day, Sarah went to school, determined to do her best once again. She hoped she had performed well as she handed her test paper to the teacher. After class, Lila inquired, How was the test? I think I did okay, but it was hard, Sarah replied. Lila grinned. You always perform well. Don't worry. At the end of the week, Sarah received her exam back. Her score was the highest in the class. You work hard, Sarah, her teacher said. Keep it up. Hard work is tough, but it's worth it, Sarah thought with a smile. That night, Sarah promised herself she would never give up, no matter how difficult things got. She was prepared for the journey ahead, even though she knew her goal of becoming a doctor was still far away. Although Sarah's efforts were paying off, she sometimes felt isolated at her new school. Many of the students came from wealthy families. They had private tutors, new books, and stylish clothes. One day, after class, Sarah sat alone in the library reading her science book. A girl named Amina approached her. Hello, Sarah, Amina said with a smile. Would you like to study with me? Surprised, Sarah looked up. Really? You want to study with me? Yes, Amina replied. You're very smart. Maybe we can support each other. From that day on, Sarah and Amina studied together. They shared ideas, read stories, and solved math problems. Amina also told Sarah about a scholarship opportunity. If you apply, Amina said, they might help you pay for school and buy books. Sarah's eyes lit up. Really? That would be amazing. With Amina's help, Sarah completed the scholarship application. A few weeks later, she received a letter. Come here, Sarah, her mother called. Something came in the mail for you. Sarah slowly opened the envelope and read. Congratulations. You have been awarded a scholarship. Her eyes filled with tears. Mama, this means I can buy the books I need. I can keep learning. Her mother hugged her tightly. Sarah, I'm so proud of you. The next day, Sarah thanked Amina. You're not just my friend. You're my hero and helper. Amina laughed. We're helping each other. That's what friends do. The scholarship renewed Sarah's hope. She used the funds to buy her first new books and a nice outfit. She felt proud and confident. Sarah worked harder than ever at school. Science became her greatest passion. Her teacher, Miss Lila, noticed her dedication. One day, Miss Lila said, Sarah, you're doing great. There's a science competition next month. Would you like to participate? Sarah felt both nervous and excited. Do you think I can win? She asked. Miss Lila smiled. Winning isn't the most important thing. What matters is giving your best. Sarah agreed and began preparing. Every evening, she studied her science notes after finishing her homework. Amina also gave her practice questions. The day of the competition finally arrived. Sarah was one of the youngest participants. The room was large, and many students looked confident. When it was Sarah's turn, she stepped onto the stage and answered questions about the human body, animals, and plants. Although her hands trembled, she remembered Miss Lila's advice, just try your best. Sarah was shocked when the results were announced. She had placed second. The next day, everyone at school applauded her. Even the principal shook her hand. You are a shining example of hard work and perseverance, Sarah, he said. Keep going. Sarah was proud, not just for herself but for her family. She knew her journey was only beginning. Though she was happy with her academic progress, her family life was still challenging. They were not wealthy. One day, her older sister Amina spoke to her. I'm going to leave school, Sarah, Amina said. Sarah was stunned. Why? You love learning. Amina smiled. I want you to follow your dreams. You can become a doctor. I'll work and help the family. The next day, Amina started working at a small shop. She even bought Sarah a new school bag and gave money to their parents. Sarah felt both grateful and sad. She wrote Amina a note. Dear Amina, thank you for your support. I will study hard and make you proud. Love. Sarah. Every time Amina read the note, she smiled. Sarah studied even harder. She wanted to make her family happy and strong. Then, her school announced a major exam. It was crucial. If she did well, she could receive a scholarship for high school. Sarah, I know you can do it. Study hard, said Miss Lila. Every evening, Sarah studied at home. Since the village had no electricity, she read her books by candlelight. Amina sat with her and helped. The day of the exam came. Sarah was nervous. What if I fail? She wondered. Amina hugged her. You are smart, Sarah. Believe in yourself. Sarah walked into the classroom and received the test paper. She carefully read each question and answered thoughtfully. When she finished, she smiled. She knew she had done her best. A week later, the results were announced. Miss Lila called Sarah to her desk. You got the highest score, Sarah. Sarah rushed home to share the news. I passed, Amina. Amina hugged her tightly. I knew you could do it. Sarah had earned a place in high school. She had taken another step toward her dream. In the next town, Sarah began her high school education. Compared to her small village school, it was much larger. She felt both anxious and excited. The other students had lovely luggage and clothes. Sarah only had one notebook, and her clothes were shabby. Though some classmates made fun of her, Sarah didn't stop trying. The teachers noticed how hard she worked in class. You are very smart, Sarah, they often said. She usually sat alone under a tree during lunchtime. She missed her village and her sister Amina, but she reminded herself of her dream. I want to become a doctor. One day, a girl named Lila sat next to her. Hello, I'm Lila. What's your name? My name is Sarah, she replied timidly. Lila smiled. Let's share a meal. Lila became Sarah's first friend. She supported Sarah in her studies, and soon, Sarah made more friends. She was kind and intelligent, which made everyone like her. For the first time in a long while, Sarah felt truly happy. I'm not alone anymore, she thought. One day, the science teacher gave the class a project to create a model of the human body. Although Sarah didn't have money for supplies, Lila and her friends helped her. They found paper and old cardboard boxes. Together, they built a beautiful model. This is the best project, Sarah, the teacher said. Excellent work. Sarah smiled. Science was her passion. More than ever, she was sure. I want to become a doctor. One weekend, Sarah returned to her village and hugged Amina tightly. I missed you, she said. Amina handed her a small bag. I saved some money. Buy new school books. Tears filled Sarah's eyes. Thank you, Amina. With the new books, Sarah's academic performance improved even more. She felt lucky to have a sister like Amina. At the end of high school, Sarah learned about a major college scholarship. It was awarded to the top student in the school. Sarah studied day and night. She was determined to win. After the exams, the principal called her to his office. You received the scholarship, Sarah. Sarah was in shock. She ran to call Amina. I'm going to college. College was difficult. Sarah had to study for long hours every day. To support herself, she worked part-time at the library. Her teachers were kind and supportive. Your future is bright, Sarah, they told her. She also met other students who wanted to become doctors. They helped and encouraged each other. Slowly, Sarah's dream was coming true. Years later, Sarah graduated. She became a doctor. When she returned to her village, everyone applauded. Amina hugged her and said, Sarah, I'm so proud of you. Sarah opened a small clinic in the village. She treated those who were sick. Everyone called her Dr. Sarah. Looking at Amina, she said with a smile, "We did it. Our dreams came true." If you like this story, leave a comment below and give it a like. Subscribe for more simple English stories and improve every day. What did you learn from Sarah's story? Let me know in the comments.